Hey athletes, let's talk about the burpee. Now, we're doing burpees here in order to change your body. If you're in a race trying to see who can get the most burpees done, your form might vary a little bit. But again, if you actually want to change your body, we need to make sure that you're doing them in some way, shape, or form like this. Now, let's start with some of the basics of a burpee. So, let's watch this. You always want to make sure you're safe, that you're always lowering your hips down, right? Because we don't want to just tip over. We want to keep our feet on the floor as long as we can. And before we step back, we always want to make sure that our shoulders get over our hands as we go back into plank, just like this. So I step back, boom. Now, remember, when you're doing burpees, you're going from a standing position to a plank position. You might be adding in a push-up, and then you're returning to a standing position. You might even add a jump. But remember, plank, we need to make sure your spine is neutral. We need to make sure your shoulders are forward, right, over your hands here. Your eyes are looking straight down, maybe slightly forward, but not way up here, okay? We don't want to wrench on your neck. Again, always, always, always have a good, solid core. Again, we're trying to change your body with these burpees. Now, you might add in a push-up. Great. Then when you return to your feet, you can pull your feet in like you just saw here by stepping in. But we always want to get those feet flat before we start to travel our bodies upward. Now, you're going to see me stand up first or upright myself before I stand up. Upright, stand up. So you're not going to be moving in such choppy fashion, but again, we want to make sure that these points are happening. Now, if you need to do a push-up on your knees, here's how you would do it. You still drop down, you step back, you lower yourself onto your knees, but notice, even though I'm on my knees, I've still got a neutral spine. I'm still having my shoulders over my hands, my eyes are still slightly forward, and as always with my push-up, I'm falling forward and down at the same time, right? That way, even at the bottom, my pecs turn on. Whether you're on your toes or your knees, should be the same way. And then I push up, boom, and again, returning to that nice neutral spine. Then I'll return to plank, I'll step in, and then I'll come up. Now, let's add in a jump back and a jump at the top. So I'll jump back, boom. I always get into my nice solid plank. A lot of times when people do this, their hips will drop really low. We're not trying to do that, right? To change your body, our legs shouldn't be touching the ground, even at the bottom of our push-up. You might have heard it called snaking your burpee. We're not snaking anything here, okay? We want to try to change your body with these burpees. We're not racing with these, okay? We're using them to get a good workout. Jump in, and again, before I come all the way up, I have my feet flat on the floor, right? Because we never want to push just through our toes. We want to push through the centers of our feet, because otherwise, if you just push through your toes because you can't get your heels on the ground, your knee is taking the brunt of that, and that's not what we want. If we can get the center of our foot on, our legs take over, and we can get a much better and safer workout. So you just saw that variation. I did it without a push-up. You don't have to do a push-up if you're doing a burpee. And then I come up. Now here's what a full burpee looks like in full speed. Push up, jump in, come up. And that's how we want to be doing our burpees. Always landing softly, always having control, and trying to change our body. Let's get after those burpees.